from the campus of Marian University on the west side of Indianapolis. It's women's basketball, Crossroads League style, on a Saturday afternoon here in January as the number 6 Marian Knights host the Mount Vernon Nazarene Cougars here at the PE Center. We welcome you in. Happy you're with us on this Saturday afternoon alongside Jan Bozier. I'm Rob Brown, and should be a good one here today, Jan. We've got Marian tied for the conference lead with Indiana Wesleyan. However, they are tied because of a loss to this very Mount Vernon Nazarene team on the road last Saturday.
Yeah, and Mount Vernon's on a little bit of a roll here. They've won 3 straight, and as you talked about, an upset at their home. This should be a really, really good game because Marian really needs this game to stay on top of this conference.
Well, let's go right to the keys for the front end of this women's men's doubleheader, what Jan has on his mind for this first contest.
Well, get to the line. Mount Vernon shot 9 more free throws in the last game than Marian did. That'll be important. Battle on the boards again. Mount Vernon out-rebounded Marian by 8. Both teams don't like to go to their bench real deep. Got to stay out of foul trouble.
Well, we're going to see how this one unfolds. Both, as Jan mentioned, Mount Vernon comes in winners of 3 in a row, including an 89-81 home win in overtime over Taylor on Wednesday night. Meanwhile, Marian was here at the PE Center and bounced back from that road loss at Mount Vernon Nazarene to top St. Francis here, 62-54. Both of those teams, though, had to come from behind, or I should say had to do some things late. Marian had to come from behind, outscoring St. Francis 36-22 in the second half. Meanwhile, Mount Vernon Nazarene saw a 14-point halftime lead dissipate, but they outscored the Taylor Trojans 13-5 in the extra session. We're going to take our first and only break here in the pregame show. When we come back, we'll have lineup and tips from the PE Center. It's Crossroads League basketball, and it's next on the ISC Sports Network.
Is your building haunted or infested with icky snakes? Then tear it down. The Raised Trash Demolition Squad can flatten buildings up to 3 stories tall. Whether it's a commercial or residential structure, the Raised Trash Demo experts will make it go boom. And with their roll-off containers, they'll haul away the mess quicker than you can say, hey, there used to be a building there. Bring your old fire trap to its knees with Raised Trash.
RaisedTrash.com.
Raised Trash.
The minute I stepped foot on campus, I didn't want to leave.
Everyone here is about helping you succeed. It's hard work, but it's totally worth it.
I have so much support from my advisors.
The nursing program is why I chose Marian.
I'm studying to be a teacher.
I'm a business major.
My professors really challenge me, and I know I'll be ready for my career.
A great education is the best thing you could ever do for yourself.
Marian University, an exceptional education and an unforgettable experience. Apply today for full scholarship consideration at marian.edu.
Still waiting? You could have been seen by an orthopedic specialist at Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Avoid the wait, cost, and drama of the ER. Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Orthopedic care without the drama. Find a location near you.
Meet Chip. 30 years ago, he started a small business with a big idea. Today, there's a new building, a new fleet of equipment, and a new era of leadership. But we know Chip, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he plans to keep growing, building business with the next generation. IMCU is here to help with secure and simple account management tools and commercial financing to grow business. Today, it's all about Chip. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Well, back at the PE Center, time now for today's starting lineups brought to us by the O'Brien Automotive family. If saving money is important to you, visit Tom O'Brien Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, a proud sponsor of Marian Athletics. Tom O'Brien is Indy's preferred Jeep dealer with 2 locations and the biggest Jeep inventory in Indiana. To show their support, Tom O'Brien will donate $200 to Marian for every car any student, parent, employee, or friend of Marian buys when you mention this promo. Go Knights and go to Tom O'Brien to see how their family works for you since 1933. Well, 3 seniors and 2 freshmen for Mount Vernon. Sage Brannon, a 5'8 senior in the backcourt, along with Riley Peru, a 5'9 senior, to go with Maggie Coe, the 5'6 senior. 2 impressive freshmen on the front line, Madeline Lawson and Angela Roshak. And I know Roshak, Jan, is a player we've had our eye on, kind of talking pregame. She's got 39 rebounds in the last 2 games.
Yeah, she's 4th in the conference in rebounding as a freshman, and 6'2", takes up some space in that paint, it'll be a big problem for Marian if they don't rebound with her today.
Well, Marian will have their own leading rebounder, Abby McNally, their freshman frontliner. So how those two freshmen match up and who wins that matchup may go a long way to decide the outcome of this game.
Yeah, no question about it. Rebounding was a problem at Mount Vernon last week.
So for Marian, the customary lineup we've seen as of late, 4 juniors and a freshman. In the backcourt, Sarah Majorasova, the 5'7" junior from Slovakia, along with Aaliyah Evans, the 5'9" junior from Westport, Indiana, and Allison Bossy, the 5'7" junior from Brownsburg. Ella Collier on the front line, 6 foot swing player from Danville, 6 foot junior, and the aforementioned Abby McNally, the 6'1" freshman out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Steve Brooks, the veteran head coach, but just in his second year here, longtime coach at other stops, including Indiana Wesleyan and St. Xavier in Chicago. He's in his second season, 57-8 is his record. Amanda Short in her 8th season at Mount Vernon Nazarene. Formerly coached at Trinity Christian College in suburban Chicago, also played there. 3-time all-conference player. Alumni Day here at Marian. Crowd still filing in for this one. Marian clad in the road grays with the gold numerals and lettering trimmed in navy. Mount Vernon Nazarene, the Cougars in the dark blue uniforms, the white numerals and lettering, and the sky blue trim.
Well, clearly Collier is not only one of the best shooters percentage-wise in the conference, but in the nation. So with that, you know as well as I do, she gets a lot of defensive attention. So it's going to be really important as this season ends down the bottom half here that Marian get a little more balance because she's going to get a lot of attention defensively.
Yeah, this could end up being one of those which team has the better secondary scorer step up and make some shots. So we're ready to go. Roshak and McNally, the 2 freshman centers, to jump it up. Tim Cartwright in the center circle. And the tap is won by the Knights. Majorashova at the point. Expect to see a lot of Kenna Kirby off the bench. She's logged some heavy point guard minutes off the bench. McNally backs down, and we've got a call. An illegal screen away from the play.
Yeah, quick whistle. Marian with the early foul. And that's clearly not a start you want. If all things, you want to get off to a really good start against a team that just defeated you.
Majorashova takes the foul. Now Mount Vernon Nazarene gets into its offense. Maggie Coe, first team all-league player last year, missed the layup at the rim. And at the 5-on-4 as Coe is late to rejoin the action. Marian trying to capitalize. Collier splits the double team and splits it up and in with the right hand.
She makes great court decisions, seen the path was open and took it right to the rim.
Mount Vernon Nazarene never got settled defensively on that initial 5-on-4 advantage for Marian. Brannon pull up from the elbow is good.
And that's what the Cougars do, Rob. They really want to get good ball movement in the motion offense and get all their shots around the rim.
Early tie at 2. Into a double team. The pass was stolen away by Roshak. Tried to find McNally in there, but just too much traffic. Stop and go move by Lawson. She got it back on the double team and she traveled. So the turnover gives it back to the Knights with the score tied at 2.
Well, the Cougars are a ball club, Rob, that averages just shy of 77 points a game, so they waste no time getting into their offense.
McNally wants it again in the post, and again the pass is overplayed and stolen. That's 2 straight turnovers, feeding the post. Running the left wing, but the layup is missed by Peru. And now the rebound loose on the floor. We've got a tie-up. Nope, comes out, squirts loose. Stays with the Cougars. Long three is tossed up and in by Maggie Coe. She's got 39 triples on the season, and the Cougars have their first lead of the afternoon.
And Rob, don't they look like a ball club that's playing with a lot of confidence? Really getting after it.
McNally got in the lane, rushed the shot from 5. Rebound clear. There's a quick sub at the table, ready to come in for the Knights. That's Tamia Perryman, junior out of Fishers. Screen roll, drive and kick on the baseline. Lawson's open, but her jumper's in and out. Mayora Shova at the direction of the bench, rushes into the forecourt. Collier off the screen, pull up from the foul line, off the back of the rim. Nice block out by McNally, tried to save it and could not. Steve Brooks wants an over the back call. Instead, Evans departs and Tamia Perryman, the first sub in.
Well, McNally in the last few games has really picked up her intensity around the rim, rebounding, really getting after it rebounding-wise.
3 double-doubles in the last 4 games. 5-2, and we got an illegal screen called on Lawson. Oh, beg your pardon, Roshak.
Well, here's where players have got to adjust to illegal screens early. So as a player, you've got to recognize they're going to watch that, and you got to get set on those screens.
Check that. Kennedy Gerard checked in. Beg your pardon. Saw the 2, but not the 4. 42. Kennedy Gerard, the senior out of Pike High School here in the northwest side of Indianapolis. McNally splits the double team, and a nice move to flip it up and in. Abby McNally with the bucket. Snaps a 2.5-minute scoreless streak for the Knights, back within 1. Down the baseline, in the corner, the open shooter is knocked down. Madeline Lawson, second 3 of the game already for the Cougars.
Just really great spacing. Good ball movement, good spacing. They're knocking down the shot.
They're really spreading the Knights out defensively in this first quarter. McNally a catch in the corner. Gerard facing up at the elbow. Wants Collier on the handoff off the screen. Turn and shoot good. That's a nice set play there to get your best shooter a good shot.
Yeah, a good high ball screen. She's as good as anybody coming off that screen and hitting that 15-footer.
Brandon picked up by Collier on a nice switch. Left hand driving the lane as Coe lost the handle. Here comes Bossy on the run, looking for help up the right side. Mayora Shova resets. Knights clad in pink shoes today. Back cutting Bossy. Shook free from the defender and laid it in off the bounce feed from Mayora Shova.
Good pass, good patience by the Knights.
Quick drive to the bucket by Lawson, blocked away by McNally, out of bounds. Plenty of time on the shot clock, 22 on the timer. Roshak attacks Gerard and flips it up and in with the left hand.
Well, she did. Went right at her with the left hand. What a great year she's having as a freshman. Just shy of a double-double.
Roshak with the bucket, her first 2. Back to a two-point lead for the Cougars halfway through the first quarter. Collier can't get loose. Mayora Shova down the baseline with 10 on the timer. Tries the reverse layup and converts.
Tough shot. Made it look easy. Found that baseline. Nobody comes over. Nice layup. Wow.
Quick catch and shoot by Coe, who's shown some high shooting aptitude here in this first quarter. She's got 4.
Yeah, she averages
5, excuse me.
Yeah, she averages 16. Good shooter.
Collier trying to get free of Coe. Down the lane, fouled. Will Tim Cartwright give 2 shots, however?
Well, Collier really being active here early. We talked about in the keys to the game. The Knights have got to find a few more opportunities at the free throw line, and nobody better than her at the free throw line. She's really being active today.
Collier drew the foul on Coe, but it was on the floor, so no shots for the Knights. Coe pokes it off the inline, and the Knights will try it again on the inbound.
Collier says, I'm getting hammered here.
Yep, she wants to trip to the line. And if you're a 95% free throw shooter and lead the nation, you want to get to the foul line.
Listen, the more she can get there, the better Knights are.
Mayora Shova, 3 behind the screen,
yes,
knocks
sir.
it down.
Great out of bounds play, Rob. That was ran to perfection.
And the Knights have their first lead since 2-0.
Oh, good defense by Collier.
Collier with the strip. Shover on the run, finds Bossy for the trailing three. It's short. Gerard's got the rebound. Back out to Shova. Shot clock reload back to 20.
Good decision. Gerard had nothing.
Oh, Shova faked the backdoor pass, went to the rim instead. Gerard, her second offensive rebound of the possession. Bossy's three is no good. Knocked off the end line, off the shin of McAnally.
Well, that's what Gerard's in there for. She's got experience, good physical player, and they need more of that for the boards.
A couple good looks on that possession. The Knights couldn't convert. Peyton Davis has stepped in for the Cougars. 5'6" junior guard out of Bluffton, South Carolina. Had 16 points, led the team with 16 points off the bench. Leading bench scorer in their overtime win on Wednesday night over Taylor. 13-12, lob down in, Roshak turning, hooking, off the board and in. Oh, that was a composed move right there.
That was impressive for the freshman. Didn't hesitate to go right at her.
Roshak with 4. Back to a 1-point Mount Vernon Nazarene lead. Gerard tries the high-low to McAnally, and he's stolen away. That's 3 times. The Knights have turned it over, trying that post feed. Great hit ahead to Roshak, and she puts it down off the feed from Sage Brannon, one of the top assist guards in the league.
Cougars really see the floor, especially when they're looking for a transition. They space it and see it.
Gerard works in the post. Out of the double. Gives to Shova in the lane. Got cut off in traffic, and 3 seconds. Picked up the dribble and couldn't get out. Already the 5th turnover for the Knights in this first quarter.
That's a really quick pace for turnovers. Got to make better decisions right now if you're the Knights, especially when you're playing a team that's really hot right now.
Mount Vernon 7 of 11 to Jan's point from the floor, 64%. High-low lob, and Gerard, the former defensive player of the year in this conference, with the easy steal. 5 turnovers as well for the Cougars. Shova gets a screen, splits it, lost the handle, picked up off the deck by Lawson. Final 2:15, Steve Brooks wanted a foul there. Peyton Davis surveys. Killed the dribble. Back to Brannon. Coe, 3 behind the screen. Short on the front of the rim, an easy rebound for McNally. Shova into the forecourt. Calls out the play she wants. Trying to find Collier curling off a Gerard screen. No space to shoot for Collier. Plenty of time. On the clock, 15 to shoot. Collier draws a double. Gerard, not a perimeter shooter, attacks rim. Draw and leave to McNally for the baseline, 15-footer short. And the Cougars bring it the other way with 90 seconds to go in the first period. Davis back out. Amanda Short calls out the play she wants. Through the lane, Brannon fades and shoots. Her 10-footer rolls off the rim. Come the Knights down 3. Shova resets. Collier. Bossy calling for a screen, trying to get Collier free away from the play. Meanwhile, the shot clock down to 7. Bossy drives with the right hand and draws the game's first free throws with 50 and 3/10 seconds to go, first period.
Well, the Knights got good movement that time. They cleared out, and when they did, nobody for the Cougars stayed home. She recognized that and took it right to the rim.
Faces into the game. Evans returns for the Knights, and Kenna Kirby has stepped in. 5'8" freshman from Pittsburgh, number 34. Bossy's first free one is up and in. Meanwhile, Abby Jones, 5'11" junior from Plain City, Ohio, has come on for Mount Vernon, as has Emily Walker, walking the ball up the floor out of North Canton, Ohio, a 5'6" sophomore. 16-15. Final stages of quarter number 1 here at the PE Center on the campus of Marian University. Bossy hit the deck, trying to defend, as Walker flips in the corner to Jones. Jones killed the dribble in a tough spot. Now a late clock situation for the Cougars between the circles. Davis head of steam in the lane. Collier blocked the shot, and then it ricocheted off of Davis's back and out of bounds.
Well, key for Collier, don't get the foul there, play good defense. She kept her arms up straight. Look at great shot here. That's a nice play. She keeps the hand straight up.
Straight up, yep, absolutely. 2 defensive plays Collier's made here in the first quarter. Now Kirby trying to get the Knights into a good shot with the shot clock dark. Close out the first quarter down 1. Bossy drove into traffic and it's taken away by Davis. Time to get it up the floor. Davis in the forecourt. Good look ahead, running the floor, but the layup was missed as Jones had to rush it to beat the horn, and it just trickled off the rim. But as it stands, Mount Vernon Nazarene will take a 16-15 lead into quarter number 2. Stay tuned, we've got it next. After this pause, you're watching Marian University basketball on the ISC Sports Network.
This is the Pepsi for America's best barbecue. Worthy of 100-mile detours and 1,000 likes. Looks good. This is the Pepsi for mopping, dipping, and dousing. Whatever you're craving, this is the Pepsi for you. This is the Pepsi for serious fans and serious eats. This is the Pepsi for Sundays at the ballpark and days off at your favorite pizza joint. Right, Aaron?
Best slice in New York.
Whatever you're craving, this is the Pepsi for you.
Still waiting? You could have been seen by an orthopedic specialist at Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Avoid the wait, cost, and drama of the ER. Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Orthopedic care without the drama. Find a location near you.
Rob Brown, Jan Bozier back with you at the PE Center on the campus of Marian University. So Mount Vernon Nazarene leads Marian 16-15 in that first quarter. Mount Vernon Nazarene cooled off from the floor, Jan, in the back half of the quarter after they made 7 of their first 11. What do you see from Marian to kind of get back into this game?
Well, I thought they were a little more patient. Turnovers early really caused them some issues. Clearly the Cougars are playing really good basketball. I thought Marian at that second part of that first period really intensified the rebounding and defense and were a little more patient on offense.
Mount Vernon Nazarene has the basketball to start quarter number 2. Davis got the step on Collier. Nice double by Garrard to cut off the driving angle.
Well, that's where she's so important to this ball club. Does all the important things like help side defense.
Lawson's step back 3 was short. Collier races to the other end. Baseline pull-up is off the front of the rim by Evans.
Well, the shot Evans normally hits.
Yep.
That's not a bad shot at all, just didn't sink it.
She makes a living on that baseline. Davis tried to go through a double, the ball loose on the floor, and Kirby brings it the other way. Trailing a Garrard screen, look for the trailer. The back cut's not there. Now Collier out. Gives it back to Kirby with 15 to shoot.
Yeah, Collier with only 4 points in that first period. Let's see how much they can get her loose.
Took just 3 shots. Collier to the baseline. Passes out of a double, ricochets to Bossy for an open shot and scores. Not how they drew it up, but they get the 2 and get the lead back.
Sometimes you better be lucky than good. You'll take it.
Bossy on the spot. She has 6 to lead the Knights. Corner 3 by Lawson is too strong. She's missed 2 in a row after hitting 1 in the first quarter.
Well, the Lady Knights are really checking out well right now, and that will really pay big dividends. They keep that up during this ball game.
You talked about rebounding. It's a 10-7 slight advantage for the Knights right now. Evans through the lane. Found Bossy on a back cut, but the pass was a little awry, and they never got settled in that possession as the Cougars bring it the other way. Davis, a delayed drive to the rim. She got all the way there and lays it in.
Let me tell you something, Rob. If you make a bad pass, the Cougars are making them pay. They've absolutely really taken these turnovers and made Marian pay at times.
They've shown no hesitancy to go ahead and push it and attack.
There's clearly a much improved Cougar ball club.
Lynch at the top, 1 3 in a row. Lob over the top to Garrard. She puts it up and in. The freshman Roshak turned her head momentarily, and Garrard was able to flip it up and in and put the Knights back in front. Already our 5th lead change. Coe over to Davis. Kirby takes Davis on a switch. Davis another left-hand drive. Kirby got a piece, but a foul called. Maybe body down low.
Well, Gerard, since she's been back to start this semester, that's going to be a big help, and you're going to see her right here. She's a really physical player, and what I really like is her recognition on the defensive side. Always looking to help out and a really good rebounder.
And the all-time leading shot blocker here at Marian. Peyton Davis shoots the free throws. First free throws of the game for the Cougars.
I thought she came in and really gave some good minutes.
Both free throws converted. And Davis has a seat with 4 quick points off the bench to start this quarter as Sage Brannon returns. Yeah, certainly not the last we've seen of Gerard. She had 12 points and 7 rebounds in 28 minutes off the bench here on Wednesday night.
Yeah,
and 3 block shots.
That's
not
impressive,
bad.
and they need that.
Tamia Perryman mentioned her early in the game. She has now come on. Number 2 wearing the knee brace on the left leg for the Knights. Collier knifes through the lane, flips one off the glass and in.
She has a quick release, really knows and understands when to shoot.
Brannon got down the lane and put it up and in.
Well, Cougars are making a living right now at the rim. Absolutely getting very deep in the paint.
And the Cougars have demonstrated if you get into a home run trot after a basket, they're going to push it to the other end quickly.
They absolutely want to push it. We talked about they average 76 a game.
Collier, elbow jumper behind the screen, and Coe got a piece of the arm, putting the nation's leading free throw shooter to the line, Elia Collier. 95%er. She's 57 out of 60 coming into action today.
There is such a thing as being too unselfish. She qualifies. She can do, and at times I think she needs to. The ball needs to go through her a little bit more.
First
so
free throws
unselfish.
up and in. Maggie Coe took that foul, her second. Collier knocks down both of the free throws.
You want good balance, you want all that, but when you have a player who can put up some numbers like she can, you got to try to give her a few more shots.
Force a pass into Roshak, and the Knights were all over that as Evans anticipated the deflection. Collier leaves to Evans on the screen fade. Evans' baseline jumper's long. Perryman fights for the ball. It ricochets right into the hands of Brannon. Knights did a good job of sprinting back. Seabrooks screaming at his team to get back. Fake the defender off her feet, and Riley Peru knocks down the jump shot.
They are just flat out shooting the ball well in the half court.
And you hear a lot of talk, Jan, at all levels of the game, how the mid-range jump shot is a dying art, but they have knocked those down consistently as Collier gets another trip to the line with 5:51 to go in the half.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but they have it down to perfection. Really around that 15-foot mark, they're very comfortable.
Roshak's foul, her second. Collier shoots 2. First one on the way, no good. Rare miss for Collier at the line.
Yeah, I don't think she really gathered herself. She used a lot of energy going up that last time. There you go.
Deep breath, collects herself, and knocks that one in.
She ends up playing a lot of minutes. Rarely does she sit out. That's pretty much what they have to do with her.
Yeah, 34 minutes on Wednesday. And to that point, Roshak, the freshman for Mount Vernon Nazarene, she played all 45 of the overtime game on Wednesday night.
That's being in shape.
Hanging it, absolutely. Hanging in the lane and missing is Brannon. Nice push it the other way. Stop and go drive by Kirby. Tried to force it into McNally, and the pass kicked. Knights will reload it.
Well, watching this half court, now here Collier's, and they see she needs a little bit of a break, and I like that. Watch what they were doing early when she comes back in. They are overplaying. They're going to say, listen, if you're going to beat us, it's not going to be because of your three-point shooting. They are flat out way overplaying her and just daring Collier to drive.
Off the inbound lob, Kirby. Bossy's got it to regroup out top.
Now, this is where we're going to see how effective now are the Knights without Collier.
In the lane, Evans drives, her runner's off the back of the rim. Not a lot of multiple shot trips for either team, just 4 offensive rebounds total. Long three is tossed in by Riley Peru from way out. Oh, my.
They are flat out locked in shooting the ball today.
Riley Peru came in leading the team with 40 pointers made. That's her first of the day. 3-point lead for the Cougars. Bossy picked up her dribble on the right block, needs help.
She's in trouble.
Passes errant and scooped up. And Brandon will go to the other end, missed the layup, but a foul called on McNally. Puts Brandon at the line for 2.
Well, really the storyline here in the first half is the Cougars' ability to make Marian pay when they make a bad pass.
Sage Brandon shoots 2 with Mount Vernon Nazarene up 3. Today's game is brought to us by AAA Roofing. When it rains, it pours. So trust the pros at AAA Roofing. That's who we call AAA Roofing. Sage Brandon missed the first free throw. One of 3 transfers on this roster. 4 transfers, excuse me. Started out at Ashland University, Division II. Missed both free throws, so the lead stays at 3, and then Peru gives a high right foul against Evans. Peru's foul, her first and the team's 3rd.
Well, we mentioned about getting to the free throw line. Really, Collier really the only one with multiple attempts. They've got to find a way to get there.
Perryman, her first touch at the offensive end, wants a high screen. Elbow jumper, rainbows up and in.
They've got to have some more scoring. We've talked about that a lot here early, but they've got to find more scoring, especially when Collier's on the bench.
First 2 for Perryman. And the aforementioned Collier is waiting at the scorer's table to check in at the next stoppage. Davis working behind the screen. A nice job by Kirby to fight through it and block Davis's path to the rim. Now Walker's cut off, but found Lawson at the rim. McNally might have gotten a piece of that. Perryman's got it going the other way. Knight's trying to spread out. Kirby attacks with the left hand. Stripped on the way up, got it back. Turns, shoots, missed it. And loose ball in the corner, run down by the freshman Madeline Lawson, but she had it taken away. Evans looks for help and wisely decides to get into some sort of offensive set here. 3:25 to go in the half. Knights down 1. McNally drifts up and sets a screen for Perryman. Nice job by Peru to fight through it. Post pass deflected.
Just not a good pass. Not a good decision. You're that close, you can't get that bounce pass in there.
They have really struggled. They being Marian really struggled to get that post feed in to the intended recipient. That's turnover number 10 for the Knights. And I would, off the top of my head, I think 4 of them have been feeding the post.
Yeah, and some of that spacing. When you're that close, that's not good spacing. Whereas I think the Cougars, a little advantage, not by a lot. They have really had good spacing, and I really love how they move without the ball.
Well, Collier returns for the Knights. Marian playing with 4 starters in McNally, Bossy, Evans, Collier, along with Perryman. Meanwhile, Walker, who has the basketball, hands to Davis out there with Lawson, Brannon, and Peru. Brannon drives right into a tie-up.
Really good defense.
Bossy tied her up and turned her over as the Knights have the arrow.
Yeah, Bossy with that help and then got the jump ball. Really good help side defense.
Collier initiates the offense. We don't see that a lot. We're bringing it up the floor.
It's a bigger lineup for the Knights.
About as big as they can get, I think.
I think you're right.
Perryman finds Collier curling off a screen. Peru closed out quickly. Dribble handoff back to Perryman with 10. Try to feed the post, and the pass is kicked by Brannon. Steve Brooks will send Sarah Mayorashova into the game. Mayorashova inbounding, baseline left. Collier off a stagger screen, double teams. Evans works her way out of it. Bossy cut off on the baseline. Evans with 6. Nice back cut by Marian,
Yes.
and she put it up and in.
And that's all because she was moving without the ball.
Quick 3 the other way by Peru is off the front of the rim. Good block out by Bossy to keep Davis away.
I think the key is Marian found when they move, they can get scores. When they stay set, they have to work twice as hard to get a shot.
Long 3 by Collier. She got it.
Downtown, baby.
Just the second 3 of the game for Marian. First for Collier, but Peru beats the Knights back, missed the layup.
Wow, they escaped
Boy,
one there.
Yeah, they got fortunate there. Steve Brooks wants a 30-second timeout. We'll stay right here with 1:47 to go, and the Knights sitting on their biggest lead of the game, 31-27, with 1:47 to go. Today's game is brought to us by Pepsi. Grab a Pepsi and some friends and get in the game. Pepsi is a proud partner of the Marian University Knights. Today's game is also brought to us by BSN. Thank you to BSN, the preferred provider of apparel for Marian Knights athletics. Great crew working with us today. Jordan Shue, our director. Dennis Glover on the replay. Rob Lynch, the Iceman, Chase Eisnogel, Greg Sharton, and Becca Kelly.
Take a look at Collier here, director. She sees somebody wide open here and starts screaming. You'll see it right there. She's saying, hey, listen, somebody's not picking somebody up.
McAnally deep catch, turn and shoot, trickled off the rim. That was a good look. And a nice job by Peru to scramble and pick up the loose ball out front.
Boy, it's a good look, didn't finish.
Brandon ISO'd on the right side. Shakes free from Mayorashova, but missed the 15-footer. Another rebound for McAnally, her third.
McAnally really working hard inside.
Mayorashova backs down in the paint. Bossy lost the handle. Here comes Brandon up the left wing. Evans hustled back to beat Brandon down the floor and force her into a tough 10-footer instead of a layup. And the Knights get a stop in transition. Let's see if they can capitalize here. Bossy to McAnally, looks for a cutter. Evans in low, flipped it up, and a blocking foul call as Brandon was inside the semicircle under the cylinder.
Well, I think for the most part in this last 3 minutes, when the Knights have had people going downhill, they've really found some better looks.
And that foul goes to Brandon.
Well, I got to tell you, the Cougars are one of the quicker teams I've seen in this league this year. I'm sure there's some others. I haven't seen them all, but they are incredibly quick. Get up and down the court in a hurry.
Evans rolls the first free throw good for her first point of the contest. Second one good as well. 33-27. This is a 9-0 run by the Knights to sit on this 6-point lead.
The last 3 minutes have been really good for the Knights on both ends.
Davis to Peru, who's hit a deep three in this second quarter. No space to shoot against Bossy. Trying to get off the sideline is Davis. Time to run something here with 9 on the timer. Lawson sets a high screen. Davis through the lane, lost it. Heaves it up and banks it in with the shot clock winding down.
Yeah,
oh my.
you can't play much better defense than that, and she still powered it in.
Davis with 6 off the bench. First half winding down. Time for the Knights to get one last shot up. Evans, step back, top of the key. Got it.
Sir. Yes, sir. Evans has struggled a little bit. Needed that one. Maybe that'll get her going.
So 4 points for Evans in the final 50 seconds of the half, helping contribute to an 11-2 run for the Knights to close out the half. Ella Collier leads all scorers. She's got 12 as Marian takes a 6-point advantage into the halftime break. Stay tuned. We'll step out for a couple minutes, come back. Halftime activities from the PE Center are next as you're watching Marian Knights basketball on the ISC Sports Network.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. They've been in business for 35-plus years. I'm here with the owner, Richard Michaelis. Hey, Richard, what's the key to the growth over the last 35 years?
Pat, I believe being a family-owned local business that is involved in the community has a lot to do with it.
All right, so you have a lot of services. Tell us about some of those services.
We're really, really strong in the emergency services, smoke, fire damage restoration, storm and water damage restoration, all while working with your insurance company. We also do mold remediation, basement and crawl space waterproofing, foundation repair, and roof repair. We are a full-service company.
All right, as to the owner, we know you wear a lot of hats. What do you do day to day?
I really love being out in the field working with our clients. It gives me a great opportunity to understand their needs so we can take care of them.
Your hands-on approach, I think, is a lot to do with the success of Michaelis. If you find yourself needing their services, give them a call anytime, 24/7 at 844-FIX-INDY. The Michaelis Corporation. Construct, renovate, restore.
I've always liked Indianapolis. I've been interested in the bigger city life. The community and everything fell into place.
With my degree, I plan on becoming a pediatric nurse. Indianapolis has several hospitals and different options to choose from as to where I should go.
I chose Indianapolis because I love the Pacers, I love the Colts, and this is a basketball city. Just wanted to stay in the city, play in front of my friends and family, and try to give Marian my best.
Who's got time for hot dogs and disco music? Your mind's cluttered with thoughts of commercial waste removal. So thank the good Lord above for Ray's Trash. Ray's will collect the intolerable rubbish at all your company's locations up to 6 times a week. That's 42 times in dog weeks. They shred documents and recycle too. And Ray's has roll-off containers for big loads, like construction waste or when your giant dies. Got a business? Get yourself to raystrash.com.
raystrash.com.
Ray's Trash.
Back at the PE Center on the campus of Marian University, Rob Brown alongside Jan Bosher. Happy you're with us on this Saturday afternoon. Marian leads Mount Vernon Nazarene in women's basketball action 35-29 here at the break as the Knights use a 20-13 advantage in the second quarter to grab this 6-point lead. We'll get into some deeper analysis in this further into the half, Jan, but initial impressions of what you saw through that first 20 minutes.
Well, I thought the Knights really overcame a pretty turnover-oriented first period to play a really strong second period. They were moving a lot of things downhill. Boy, and Collier really showed maturity there, giving her barking orders to her team, came in, knew that she needed to score, got the big three. I really seen the maturity of a veteran right there.
Well, to your point, 11 turnovers for the Knights in the first half. So they got the 6-point lead despite that. And certainly that will be a number that I'm guessing Steve Brooks will circle in the locker room that, hey, we've got to clean this up.
Yeah, and really the defense picked up as well. Got some good help side defense because I thought the Cougars started off pretty strong, but in that second period, a lot better defense by the Knights around the rim.
Well, to your point, the Cougars started out 7 of 11 from the floor, and that took us to about the 3-minute mark to go in the first quarter. So really for like the last 13 minutes of the first half, Mount Vernon was 5 out of 17. So you see that defensive shift, and some of that was in the half court, but some of that was also a result of Marian doing a better job of getting back in transition.
Yeah, good communication. As far as getting back, I thought Gerard came in and gave him some solid minutes well, and they've got to have that from her as she continues to get more playing time. She can be a big factor going down the stretch.
Well, first of 2 for us today, we'll have the men's matchup between these two schools. About 30 minutes following the conclusion of this women's matchup, but we're going to take a break here at the half. When we come back, we'll have more from the PE Center as Marian leads by 6. We're back in a minute. You're watching Marian University basketball on the ISC Sports Network.
Meet Chip. 30 years ago, he started a small business with a big idea. Today, there's a new building, a new fleet of equipment, and a new era of leadership. But we know Chip, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he plans to keep growing, building business with the next generation. IMCU is here to help with secure and simple account management tools and commercial financing to grow business. Today, it's all about Chip. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. They've been in business over 35 years. I'm here with Joe Polizzi to talk emergency services. Now, Joe, when I set my house on fire with a toaster, you were actually in my yard before the firefighters left.
Well, Pat, I remember that call like it was yesterday, and although I was disappointed that it was yours, I was happy that I was going to be able to provide some assistance.
You know, this true story, a firefighter actually told me I needed to call someone for emergency services, kind of obvious, and I told him Michaelis was on the way. He said, great, because they're the real deal. Joe, now what do you do in these situations when you show up?
Well, we try to be a calming influence, and we try to find out what the needs are of the family. Everybody's needs are different. Everybody's desires are different. What we try to do is match what we could provide with what they need and do it very smoothly.
I've lived it. If you find yourself needing emergency restoration service in the wake of a fire, flood, or storm, give the Michaelis Corporation a call anytime, 24/7, 844-FIX-INDY.
Marian University is like a home to me.
Campus is where I made friends that I know will last a lifetime.
Academics, sports, or arts, Marian's got something for you.
Plus, downtown Indy is just 10 minutes away from campus.
I'm a huge sports fan. Living in Indy, I've got the Knights, the Colts, and the Pacers.
Applying was so fast and easy.
I went to Marian for the education, but what I took away was the experience.
Marian University offers an exceptional education and an unforgettable experience. Apply today for full scholarship consideration at marian.edu.
Now Marian enters today's game 9-1, tied for the top in the Crossroads League. Mount Vernon Nazarene in fourth place at 6-4. Knights leading this one by 6 at the break. Today's game is brought to us by the M Club. Joining the M Club is the absolute best way to support the student athletes at Marian University. For more information, visit marian.edu/mclub. Today's game is also brought to us by the Michaelis Corporation. From ground-up building projects to around-the-clock emergency security services, no one answers your prayers or the phones quicker than Michaelis. Call them at 1-844-FIX-INDY. That's 1-844-FIX-INDY. Looking at some scoring totals, Ella Collier leading the way, 12 points for Marian, 7 points for Sarah Mayorashova, 6 points for Allison Bossy to lead the way for Marian. The top 3 scorers. Balanced attack for Mount Vernon Nazarene. Peyton Davis has 6 points off the bench. Those all came in the second quarter. Angela Roshak, the freshman frontliner, has 6 as well. 5 points apiece for Riley Peru and Maggie Coe. They've each hit the 2 threes for Mount Vernon Nazarene. We didn't talk a lot about Mayorashova, Jan, in that first half. She averages just less than 4 points a game, but anytime you can get 7 points from her in a half, that's a big lift for Marian.
You're exactly right. You look at the scoreboard with Collier with 12. She has 7, and then Bossy has, I believe, 6.
Yep.
So that's really, really good, much better balance if you get a few more of those. We talked about that early because, wow, they're all over Collier. She still found a way to get 12, but you're going to help loosen her up a little bit if you can get a little more other scoring from your other teammates.
So we take a step back and think about the 20 minutes that are ahead. What do you anticipate that we might see? Maybe give us one adjustment for each team.
Well, I think Marian for sure found out you have to be a little more patient in the half court. You make an impossible pass, Cougars made you pay. You've got, if it's not there, don't take it. If you have to take the full shot clock, take it. But get absolutely the best shot you can.
How about on the Mount Vernon Nazarene side?
Well, I think Mount Vernon found out that their defense, they shot the ball well, then all of a sudden they stopped going downhill. And where they score most of their percentage points is in the paint. And they didn't get there much in that second period, and that's exactly where Marian was able to take the lead.
Yeah, they really, and to your point, looking at that scoring, Angela Roshak, the freshman frontliner, that averages almost a double-double, certainly in the mix for Conference Freshman of the Year. Did not take a shot in the second quarter.
That's big. They got to find her. She's a double-double player, rebounding and scoring. She can do a little more, but they really fell in love with the outside shot. Now, that being said, there were at times they hit it, but they got nothing really in the paint in the second period.
Well, we're going to take another break here at the half. We come back, we'll have some highlights, and we'll take you up the start of the second half. Marian leads 35-29 on the ISC Sports Network.
Pepsi's always had great taste. Today, try great taste with zero sugar. This is the Pepsi with zero compromises. This is Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Meet Chip. 30 years ago, he started a small business with a big idea. Today, there's a new building, a new fleet of equipment, and a new era of leadership. But we know Chip, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he plans to keep growing. building business with the next generation. IMCU is here to help with secure and simple account management tools and commercial financing to grow business. Today, it's all about Chip. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Own a home? Here's a tip. Don't dump your garbage in the street. Neighbors get fussy about that sort of thing. Instead, count on Ray's Trash to haul it away. Ray's can supply 96-gallon waste and recycling bins that'll make you the envy of the cul-de-sac. And when you need a roll-off container for that big job, guess who's going to be there for you? That's right, Ray's. Your filth needs a place of its own. Ray's Trash will move it there. You know where to go.
Ray'sTrash.com.
Ray's Trash.
Mount Vernon Nazarene Cougars from about 45 minutes northeast of Columbus, Ohio, out getting their pre-second half warm-ups in, trailing by 6 as the Knights outscored the Cougars 20-13 in the second quarter to grab the lead. We had 11 lead changes and 3 ties in the first half. Let's take a look at some highlights from that first half. We mentioned, Jan, that the Cougars got out early, hitting perimeter shots, hit 7 of their first 11 to take that early lead.
Yeah, really the first period, the outside shot was really kind to them, but as the game progressed during that second period, right here's what they missed. She brought a lot of defense in the paint, which allowed that outside shooting.
Well, there's Riley Peru, who hit a deep 3, one of the 2 threes that the Cougars hit in the first half. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Knights got some timely buckets by Sarah Mayarasova. We mentioned her 7 points, and then the defense kind of picked up and created offense in that second quarter.
I thought the last 3 minutes of the first half, Marian played their best defense. They really shut the Cougars down, and they'll have to continue with that type of defense. And the key was they played that type of defense without getting in foul trouble.
So the Knights lead this one by 6, 35-29. And again, we mentioned it at the top, but we've got a little bit more time to expound upon that. The Knights' only loss thus far in league play was last Saturday afternoon up at Mount Vernon Nazarene in a game that the Cougars won 68-58. Jan talked about the rebound disparity that was a huge factor in that game. And the eye-popping thing, I think when I was kind of getting my notes together, Jan, for this game is prior to that loss, Marian had won 21 straight games against Mount Vernon Nazarene.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what that tells you, and I've been around this league for a long time. Any given night, somebody can beat you. I don't care what you're ranked. You have to bring – it's tough. It's a marathon, not a sprint, but it forces you, especially on the road, you got to bring your A game every time because here you go up against the 4th team in the conference, and, man, they put it to you, so you just never know. A lot of pressure to bring your A game every single game.
Well, to that point, Marian, we mentioned, comes in 9-1 in the league, tied atop the league standings with Indiana Wesleyan. Marian ranked 6th in the latest NAIA poll, Indiana Wesleyan 7th, and they will have a rematch up in Marian. I believe that's 2 weeks from today, 3 weeks from today, February the 11th. I think it's 3 weeks from today on a Saturday. And after Marian beat Wesleyan here in overtime to come back 68-64. So now in a tiebreak situation, if you can sweep a team, right, you put yourself in the driver's seat to get that top seed in the tournament.
Well, you've been around. You know, when Marian goes up to Wesleyan, they're having trouble getting pumped up for that game, vice versa. Where the challenge comes in is where you go play number 4, Mount Vernon. That's the challenge. It's not so much physical as it is mental sometimes. On the road, not playing a team of Indiana Wesleyan caliber, and you don't quite give all those little pieces that you would against an IWU per se. So it's a real mental challenge in a 30-plus game season.
Yeah, that indeed is the pitfall that while you're looking at that game on the 11th, somebody clips you on the way there,
exactly right,
and the stakes take on a different meaning. Yeah, so both of these teams we mentioned have played 10, so it's an 18-game schedule, a 10-team league. You play everyone home and home. So we're in the back half of the schedule with 8. Most teams have 8 games remaining, and it's an 8-team conference tournament at the end of February. The 9th and 10th place teams do not qualify, and it's strictly by higher seed. So the higher seed gets the home game all the way through.
And that's one of the bigger adjustments that high schoolers find when they come to the college level. Much longer season, longer floor, everything's longer. The away games are longer, everything's longer, and it's a little bit of a mental adjustment as well as it is physical.
So Mount Vernon Nazarene will have the basketball to start the second half. Crowd continuing to file in here at the PE Center. This first of two in our doubleheader. The men's game will tip off 30 minutes prior to the conclusion of, following the conclusion of this game. We'll have that here on ISC as well.
Well, let's see if the Cougars get Roshak in more involved. I think they surely talked about that at halftime.
And they turn it right away as Brandon tried to go behind the back, and Mayorashova was waiting, needed help, found Bossi trailing, lays it in.
Perfect bounce pass, absolute perfect.
And Steve Brooks is up off his bench applauding the defensive intensity by his team to capitalize and turn the opponent over and turn it into a bucket just 10 seconds into the half. Meanwhile, worst case scenario start for the Cougars. Now down 8. Lawson gets to the rim on Evans, rushed the shot, but able to find it in.
That's too easy if you're Marian. They've got to challenge that.
Lawson has 5. Collier 3 behind the screen, got it. That's 2 in a row for Collier, and she's got 15.
Yes, sir. Come off that high ball screen. He's as good as anybody.
Roshak picked up her dribble. Lawson and then got the step on Evans down the baseline, turns and shoots again. So Lawson.
Marian just not getting help side at all. What's happening? Cougars are clearing out, and it's one-on-one to the rim.
Yeah, Evans has gotten caught out on an island the last 2 defensive trips for the Knights, who still lead by 7. McNally has a dribble to work with, puts it up and in. Boy,
wow.
She shot that with the hand close to the defender and still found a way to make it go.
The key was she was patient, didn't panic, just took a really good shot and made it.
McNally, her second bucket. Roshak gets to the rim.
Yep.
It's a rare drive off the bounce for Roshak.
There's the freshman. We talked, would she get involved? They're just a different team when they get her involved early.
McNally the foul, her second. Roshak's free throw is good. Roshak a 62% shooter on the year.
Just a freshman. She's got a lot of upside too.
Out of North Canton, Ohio, Hoover High School. One of 2 players on the roster from that high school, Emily Walker, who saw some backup point guard minutes in the first half, also from Hoover. Evans got in deep. Mayorashova gets it right back.
Good decision, didn't force it.
Drives in the lane, picked up her dribble to Evans, 10 to shoot, plenty of time. Evans faked the handoff to Collier, got in the lane, jump hook, off the board and in.
I'll tell you what was big, Evans got that shot at the end of the first half. Her confidence went up a bunch.
She scored 4 points in the final 50 seconds to close the half, now sitting on 6. And the Knights have their first double-figure lead of the game, 10-point advantage, 44-34. Brandon drives to the rim on Bossi. Bossi got a piece, good contest, and the Knights come the other way.
Yeah, good defense without fouling.
Mayorashova surveys out top. Calls for the screen from Evans. Trying to find Collier coming off a screen. We're standing around right now. McNally forced into the paint. Post pass was deflected away, but a foul called on Lawson, I believe. Yep, Lawson's foul, her first.
The Cougars have put Maggie Cole, number 15. They switch her over to Collier right now, and she is on Collier like glue.
McAnally backs on Lawson. Out to Evans. Evans flip shot up and in. Boy, Evans has that flip shot working here.
She's made a difference. That offense is going to force people to forget about Collier a little bit.
Knights starting to open up a little bit of a gap. Up 12. Deep catch in the post by Roshak. Try to flip it around McAnally, and McAnally did a nice job of forcing a difficult shot.
Without foul and stayed with it defensively.
Bossi. Evans over to Collier. Catch and shoot 3. Got it again. That's 3 in a row going back to the first half. And the lead is a game-high 15. Amanda Short has seen enough. Timeout called. We'll stay right here. As we see Ella Collier getting into that stroke. And, boy, Jan, you've talked about it. If she gets her feet set, you're shocked if it doesn't go in.
Yeah, you really are. And I'll tell you, that was as good a 2 minutes of play as the Knights have had in this ball game. Good spacing, good movement, really good shot selection, didn't force things. That's exactly what you would want after the first half and then coming out to start this third period.
Well, it's a quick 7-0 burst sparked by Aaliyah Evans and Ella Collier to put the Knights up 15. It is their largest lead of the game. 6:46 to go, third quarter. Today's game brought to us by Marian Athletics. Get all the up-to-the-minute information on Knights Athletics at MUKnights.com and follow them on Twitter at MUKnights. That's at MUKnights.
I'll tell you, the key is Evans has taken some of the pressure off. That allows Collier to get even more open.
It's a great point. A couple new faces in the game for Mount Vernon trying to shake things up. Two guards off the bench who really sparked the Cougars in the second quarter. Peyton Davis with the basketball and Emily Walker. Bounce in, deflected, but the Cougars keep it. Abby Jones has also stepped in, number 44. Stands in the corner, waits for the swing. Instead, Davis attacks. Rush the layup. McAnally's got another rebound, her fifth.
We don't talk enough about McAnally. She has worked her tail off.
Evans flashes to the bucket. Missed the shot, got her own rebound, though. Able to take it away over the top of Davis. And the possession continues. McAnally at the elbow, fakes the handoff, turn and face, backs Roshak down, turns, flips, hooks it, roll off the rim. Beat her to the basketball, lost it off the inline. It stays with Marian, and that is all due to the activity of McAnally.
100% correct. Did it on the defensive side and then brings that energy back to the offensive side. She has played real well.
She won't get credit for the rebound in the statistics. That'll be a team rebound, but she absolutely has kept this possession alive. We'll see if the Knights can capitalize. Collier with 18 in the ball game. Kill the dribble in a tough spot. Cross-court skip to Mayora Sova for a baseline 15-footer. The dance is off and taken the other way by Walker. Young. Coe, who's quiet, turns and shoots and got the roll. Coe hit 5 quick points to start the game, and those are her first points since. 49-36 the score, nearing the halfway mark of the third quarter. Knights on top. Evans dribbles away from the screen, misses the baseline 15-footer. Go into the forecourt, picked up at the arc by Bossy. Still has the dribble. Young needs help, finds Davis. Davis takes the taller Collier into the lane, tries to fake her off her feet. Collier stays put, blocks the shot, picked up off the floor. Maya Shover's got it.
Really good defense by Collier.
Collier's second block of the game. And Collier set a crunching screen at the top of the circle and is called for the foul. Oh my, that'll rearrange some dental work right there.
That's a linebacker hit.
Yeah, that is a.
That'll wake you up.
Yeah, Maggie Coe might feel that one a little bit tomorrow. 49-36.
She acted like she was going to complain, then she smiled at the referee.
Yeah, I know. Deflection, and Evans deflects it off of Young.
You know, it's the small things that really differentiate ball clubs. Deflections, hustle plays, all those little things continue to add up for the Knights.
Such active hands for the Knights defensively since early stages of the second quarter. Mayora Shova shakes by her defender, got to the rim, laid it in. What a crossover.
She has played a well of a game defensively all over the place and just adds some more offense.
9 points. And the jump shooter Coe is fouled on the closeout by Lawson.
Oh, wow, she got it pretty good too.
Bossy takes the foul. And with Co shaken up, let's go ahead and take a break here from the PE Center. The athletic training staff tending to Maggie Co. We'll go ahead and step out, take a break. Knights up 15, 3:58 to go, third quarter. We're back in a moment on the ISC Sports Network.
Does your school offer high-quality education? Does it offer virtual or hybrid options? Marian University Preparatory School educates students in a safe, faith-based environment focused on college and career exploration. Here at Marian University Preparatory School, we empower parents and help students to master what they love and learn as they live. We are now enrolling students in grades 6 through 9 this fall. Full financial aid packages are still available. Act now to make MU Prep your school for 2022.
Own a home? Here's a tip. Don't dump your garbage in the street. Neighbors get fussy about that sort of thing. Instead, count on Ray's Trash to haul it away. Ray's can supply 96-gallon waste and recycling bins that'll make you the envy of the cul-de-sac. And when you need a roll-off container for that big job, guess who's going to be there for you? That's right, Ray's. Your filth needs a place of its own. Ray's Trash will move it there. You know where to go.
Ray'sTrash.com.
Ray's Trash.
Well, Maggie Co helped off the floor, and it appears to be a left leg injury as she was unable to put any weight on her left leg. She was able to be assisted to the bench, now getting further attention from the athletic training staff.
Yeah, I know it looked like she may have got hit in the knee and in the face. She really got tangled up hard, took a shot. I think she may have.
Well, in hindsight, we'll get a look at it here. Oh, yeah, she landed.
Out her shoe.
She absolutely landed on Bossy's foot.
Yeah, that hurts, I'm telling you.
And rolled the right ankle over.
Yes, that was nothing that anybody did. That's bad timing.
Yep.
If you've ever played basketball and come down on somebody's foot, maybe one of the most painful things that happens instantaneously.
Well, and my reaction was I thought she might have been hit in the face in the closeout.
I think she was.
But the reason why her hands were up to her face because she was in such pain from rolling that ankle over. But, yeah, we got a good look. Thanks to our crew, we got a good look at what happened there. It was clearly an ankle injury.
That's just one of those things who are being at the right place at the wrong time. Boy, those are painful because you literally just quickly, it's a quick, hard turn of the ankle, and it hurts. Hope everything's all right because that's not fun.
So Maggie Co on the bench. Riley Peru comes in and will shoot the free throws in her place. And hits them both. 51-38. Knights have led by as much as 15 here in the third quarter. And we've got a foul away from the play on Peyton Davis. Her first, team second. A baseline inbound for the Knights with 21 on the timer. Mayorshova flips it out to Evans. Mayorshova to the foul line. Bounce into Evans. Evans trying to set up for that little flip shot. Turn off the glass and score.
Shot. I like it. Evans is just daring the defense to play her. She's got her confidence at a high level right now.
Second night to get to double figures. Evans has 10. 6 coming here in the third quarter. Left side three by Peru is off the back of the iron. And another rebound by McAnally. Outlet pass knocked off the inline. Stays with the Knights. One of your keys. Yep, there's Evans again going to work.
Well, she's clearly made a lot of the difference in getting this lead to where it is. Her confidence is super high right now, and rightfully so.
Evans handles top side. Cross-court skip to Bossy. Down the baseline, short arm the 12-footer, but got her own rebound. It came right back to her. She knew where it was going, and she laid it in. Now 3 Knights into double figures as Bossy has 10. Foul called on the drive. Bossy's foul, her second. team fourth. Yep.
Followed the O shot. You hear it all the time, but it is so true.
The shooter's the first one to know if it's missed.
Yep.
And likely knows where it's coming off. Good screen roll bounce, and Lawson, or make that Roshak rather, with the finish. Off the nice bounce from Walker. 55-40. 2:15 to go, third quarter. Collier got the space down the baseline, reverse layup up and in. She got the roll. It hung on the rim. Collier's got 8 in the quarter and her 11th 20-point game of the season.
Well, she's got enough quickness, certainly the strength when they overplay her to make that dribble drive, and really smart decision.
Walker over to Davis. Davis shakes by Bossy to the basket. Help defense came over, and McNally on the closeout ran through Davis and commits the foul. McNally's foul, her third. Team fifth, so the Knights are over the limit. And Kennedy Gerard returns. And we get our first look at Jayla Wayner, number 1, the junior out of Pittsburgh.
I'm telling you right now, McAnally's setting down, but man, she played on both ends of the court. Not a lot of things you see in the stats, but man, she played well, I'm telling you, in that third period.
Davis misses both the free throws. To your point, Jan, McAnally's 4 of her 7 rebounds have come in the quarter. Inside 100 seconds to go, third quarter. Gerard fed in deep by Collier.
Great passing by the Knights. Wayner to Collier to Gerard, really good passer.
And a nice step through by Peru, but she rushed the shot, and a traffic rebound by Evans. Knights come the other way.
Have you noticed now in the last period you mentioned all kinds of names? Everybody really getting involved here.
Bossy on the kick out
yes,
three.
Sir.
Right on cue.
Knights are playing their best ball right now. Really spreading the floor. Everybody with confidence doing all the right things.
Wayner set that up just into the game. Jumper out front by Davis is missed. Rebound Gerard. I love it when my partner describes it and the play sets him up just like that. just like we scripted it.
Yeah.
Collier. No space to drive, so waits. That's been another thing that the Knights have done. Patience. Bossy driving kick, went too deep into the defender. Wayner hits the three, but it won't count as Bossy called on the charge. Bossy's third foul. Knights are over the limit.
I think they're going to get Bossy out of there.
Brannon's back in. Bossy checks out with 10, one of 3 double-figure scores. Bossy has 13, 7 here in the quarter.
That's why Coach Brooks has some national championships under his belt. He obviously knew what to say at halftime because they clearly have picked it up a notch and maybe more.
27-11, the advantage for the Knights as they've blown this game open in the third quarter. Roshak flips it up and in on a nice jump hook over Gerard. Roshak, the only Cougar in double figures. She's got 11. And the lead is 20, final 20 seconds. Wayner out front. Gives to Evans. Kirby back into the ball game. Has it in the corner with 7. Fed Gerard. Post pass kicked out of bounds. Knights will inbound with 5 3/10. $27-point quarter for the Knights.
That's huge.
Wayner in the corner to Kirby. Evans with 4. Through the lane. Fading, shooting. Partially blocked. I think the Cougars got a piece of that, and now do it. But a 27-13 advantage. It's all Marian. Knights up 20 as we head to the final 10 minutes from the PE Center. We'll have it next on the ISC Sports Network.
Is your building haunted or infested with icky snakes? Then tear it down. The Raised Trash Demolition Squad can flatten buildings up to 3 stories tall. Whether it's a commercial or residential structure, the Raised Trash Demo experts will make it go boom. And with their roll-off containers, they'll haul away the mess quicker than you can say, hey, there used to be a building there. Bring your old fire trap to its knees with Raised Trash.
RaiseTrash.com.
Raise Trash.
The minute I stepped foot on campus, I didn't want to leave.
Everyone here is about helping you succeed. It's hard work, but it's totally worth it.
I have so much support from my advisors.
The nursing program is why I chose Marian.
I'm studying to be a teacher.
I'm a business major.
My professors really challenge me, and I know I'll be ready for my career.
A great education is the best thing you could ever do for yourself.
Marian University, an exceptional education and an unforgettable experience. Apply today for full scholarship consideration at marian.edu.
Well, Mount Vernon Nazarene led this game 16-15 at the end of one, but Marian has outscored the Cougars 47-26 in the middle two quarters. The Knights take a 20-point advantage in the final 10 minutes.
How about the defense in periods 2 and 3, 13 and 13? That's really good defense.
Well, another thing that you've hit on a lot, Jan, here in this second half is Marian sharing the ball and spreading the floor.
Yeah.
The Knights have shot 12 out of 18 from the floor in the second half.
I think we can contribute Evans to a lot of that. She's really helped spread that ball around and good decisions where she shoots.
Knights with the ball to start the final quarter. Same five that ended the quarter on the floor. Collier gives to Evans on the screen roll, blocked by Roshak off the baseline. Knights will keep it. So it's Wayner, Collier, Kirby, Gerard, and Evans on the floor for Marian. Brandon Jones rather. Peru, Roshak, and Lawson. Gerard in the lane. Wayner off the dribble handoff with 7 to shoot. Collier's got it against the double team, looking to make something happen. Draws it, tried to dump it down to Gerard, but Jones anticipated and stole it away. That's the first turnover of the half for Marian after the Knights had 11 in the first half.
Well, much better decision-making, passing the ball.
Lawson drove in deep on Evans, tried a tough layup that couldn't find the mark.
Hey, you know, Coach Brooks has played a lot of players today, too, only making his bench a little bit stronger.
He's played 9 today, 4 off the bench. Mount Vernon has played 3 off the bench. Might see that extend here in the final minutes, although Mount Vernon only has 10 players dressed, and one of them, Maggie Coe, is on the bench with a sore ankle that's currently iced and elevated. Outlet pass near half court, almost stolen.
Knights doing a better job getting back in transition as well.
Jones hands to Peru, attacking against Wayner. Leaves it for Brandon for a long three that's off the front of the rim. Long rebound, Collier.
Collier, great hustle.
Beats Jones to it. Outlet ahead to Evans. The pass is too far, and the Knights turn it over. Emily Walker's back in for Mount Vernon, as is Peyton Davis. And Tamia Perryman returns for the Knights.
And I really think the Knights, Rob, has played a more physical ball game here in the second half as well. Really getting physical.
Davis drives by Perryman to the basket, and a foul called.
Clearly a foul there, but what I like is the Cougars know if they're going to go to the rim, there's going to be some contact. And that does some funny things sometimes as far as your angle or how you approach it.
Peyton Davis with 6 points off the bench, all came in the second quarter. She's 2 for 5 from the foul line, missed 3 in a row. Cougars rather as a team, 5 of 11. Not a lot of free throws shot in this game. Knights are 7 out of 8. Davis misses that one. Cougars 5 out of 12. 2 minutes into the final quarter. Marian leads this one by 20. Kirby swings out, looking in deep to Perryman. Turning face down the baseline, tried to shovel it into the corner, weak side to Wayner, and it's deflected out the end line. Stays with the Knights.
Coach Brooks up, applauding Perryman's effort there, trying to get her a little more playing time, some more confidence. He as well as anybody, understands how important his depth is to this ball club.
Well, to your point, Collier, the only starter on the floor for Marian. Peru steps into a trailing three that's off the mark. Davis wrestles the rebound with Kirby, and a tie-up arrow will keep it at the Cougar end with 7:34 to go in the fourth quarter. These two players going hard for the basketball right there on the replay. Neither team has scored here in the fourth. On top, Walker. Brandon down the baseline, and she caught it on the sideline. Deep catch. Made her move. I think she had the step on Perryman down the baseline, but stepped on the sideline to get it started. Yep, she put that right foot back to start the move, and in the process stepped on the sideline right in front of her bench. 7:15 to go. Collier curling off a screen, catch and shoot jumper top of the key. Boy, that's about as automatic as you can get.
When they run that double high ball screen and she cuts hard and the pass is right, it's automatic.
Walker to the wing, pressured nicely by Kirby. Bounce pass into Roshak, and they say Roshak gave Gerard the hook there. Called the foul, the offensive foul on the freshman Roshak, her third. That's some veteran post defending by the senior Gerard.
It really is. She can bring so many things, but experience may be the most. She's played a lot of ball here in her career at Marian.
108 games, 109 counting this one to be exact. Former defensive player of the year in this league. Three at the top by Kirby, short. Roshak's got the rebound. Her fourth. Jumper on the wing by Peru is long and missed. Rebound controlled by Collier. Shooting has gone ice cold for the Cougars. Perryman's wing jumper's no good. Knocked off the inline, last touch by Collier. The teams have combined to shoot 1 out of 9, which if you're up 22, you don't mind it.
You don't, but it's gotten a little bit sloppy here in the last couple minutes.
6 minutes to go in the men's game. We'll have 30 minutes following the conclusion, or 3 o'clock, whichever comes second. Gerard, another rebound. She has 6 off the bench. Collier got the step down the baseline, dumped it into Gerard. Fouled on the pass. Just the second team foul on Mount Vernon, so a non-shooting situation. Peyton Davis the foul, her second.
Collier gets up a little gimpy. Don't need to see that.
Nope. Now Collier likely done for the day with 22 points, getting some attention from the athletic training staff. Yeah, that kind of makes you wince a little bit, Jan, especially considering she missed 2 games due to an each week earlier in the year. Wayner, nice drop into Gerard, who couldn't find the handle. Possession continues, at least until Walker steals it away for the Cougars. Brandon flips it up and in for the first points of the quarter for the Cougars. They're in the halfway mark of this final period. 64-44. Perryman. Kirby, step back 3. Off the back of the rim. Bossy's got another rebound, her 9th. Wayner 3 off the rim. Walker first to it for the Cougars. Has Kirby in pursuit up the right side. Gets a screen from Roshak. Davis down the baseline. Nice move by Peyton Davis to score against Bossy.
But the thing you want here by the Knights is to finish strong, regardless who's in the game. You always want your team to finish strong.
Perryman down the baseline.
Good pass.
To Wayner. In deep to Gerard. She's
Yeah,
fouled.
Really good 3-man triangle there. Good ball rotation. You like her inside. She's such a physical player. We talked through the game about what she can bring to this ball club.
Well, Gerard, her 5th game of the season. Today's game brought to us by IMCU, Indiana Members Credit Union. is proud to support Marian University and now offers a free Marian Knights debit card with a free checking account. Get your Knights debit card today and show your support. Visit any IMCU branch or sign up online at imcu.com. Membership savings required, federally insured by NCUA. Gerard hits both free throws. So she's contributed a solid 6 points and 6 rebounds off the bench.
And that's what Coach Brooks wants from her. Make your presence known, and clearly she has.
Perryman blocks Davis's attempt in the paint. Stays with the Cougars, 19 to shoot.
And once she gets her confidence even higher, gets more comfortable back in this offense, she'll bring more to the table. That's exactly what the Knights need from her.
Brandon. Left side, Peru for the catch and shoot three. That's good. That's the first three of the half for the Cougars. Second of the game for Peru. She has 10. Second Cougar to get to double figures, and Steve Brooks wants time. Full timeout will stay here. We'll stay here with 3:58 to go, and the Knights up 17, 66-49, well on their way to their 19th win and their 10th win here in conference play. Today's game brought to us by First On-Site More Restoration. First On-Site, formerly known as More Restoration, is here to help you power through whatever comes your way. They are a leading North American property restoration company that specializes in emergency response restoration and reconstruction following disasters of any kind. From fire and flood to catastrophic storms or biohazards, they have the team, technology, and resources to help you restore, rebuild, and rise. First On Site. Go Knights.
You know, I like the timeout. Regardless who you have in there, Coach Brooks is such a perfectionist. He understands the necessity to finish this game strong, regardless who's in there. They did so much to get back in this game that you want to finish it strong.
Well, Ella Collier doing it at both ends. Couple block shots to go with her 22 points, 5 rebounds. She was 8 out of 9 from the floor today and 3 of 3 from the three-point line. And this is just a different team when she's got it rolling like that.
No question about it. She's as good as anybody letting the game come to her. She rarely forces much of anything and does a great job of picking when to drive, picking when to shoot.
Bossy's back into the game for the Knights. Bossy playing with 13 points and 9 rebounds. 1 rebound away from her first double-double this season. Gerard, a hard drive into the paint. Turnaround jump hook is short. And rebounded by Roshak. Walker. Brandon right side to Davis. Dribble handoff. Davis trying to find inside Roshak. Gerard wrestling down in the block with Roshak. So they go cross court instead of Peru for the catch and shoot three, and she's made 2 in a row.
Yes, she has.
Down to 14. It was once a 22-point lead for the Knights. 3:10 to go. Wayner. Perryman in the right corner with 15 to shoot.
I think Wayner's come in and get some solid minutes.
Good tough drive and finish by Perryman. Perryman with 4 off the bench. Brandon in the lane, tries the up and under scoop shot. No good, but drew the foul on Wayner. And will shoot twice with 2:48 to go.
Well, we've highlighted a lot of offense, and rightfully so, for Marian. But for me, the defense of Marian has just gotten better and better and better during this game. Really made it difficult for the Cougars to find those shots. They did early on, but the correctness of Coach Brooks in this defensive scheme has clearly made a difference in periods 2, 3, and 4.
Brandon knocks down the first free throw. Alexa McKinley, 5'8" sophomore, number 20 on your picture in gray and gold, on for the first time today. The sophomore out of Columbus North High School, South Central Indiana. Brandon makes both, has 8 points, 68-54. So now Bossy remains the lone starter on the floor for the Knights, and she draws a foul as Peru heads the ball screen. Takes the personal, her second, team third. Team fourth, beg your pardon. So one more Mount Vernon Nazarene foul, put the Knights in the bonus the rest of the way. McKinley gets to Bossy on the baseline. Bossy takes it back out. Plenty of time as Kirby gets a double screen. Nice pocket bounce to Gerard. Lost it on the way up, got it back. Flings it out to Bossy. 3 to beat the shot clock off the back of the rim. And McKinley with an offensive rebound in low. Gerard had it, lost it, out to Wayner. A little bit of a disjointed possession. McKinley's free throw jumper is up and in. It's been that kind of day. Even on possessions that don't flow smoothly, the Knights still have found a way to score.
Well, that's what happens when you play hard. Good things happen when you play hard, both defensively and offensively.
Rainbow 3 behind the screen by the left-hander Walker is good. Her first points off the bench, averages 4.5. 70-57. McKinley. Bossy down the baseline. Inside 100 seconds to go. Wayner thought about a 3. Instead swings back over to Bossy. McKinley on the right side with 6 to shoot. Kirby, long 3,
yes,
got
sir.
it.
Just fantastic spacing by the second group. Really doing what Coach Brooks needs from his bench. Great spacing, really good shot.
Kirby's first 3 of the game. First points of the game, I should say. Knights have hit 6 threes today, 6 out of 12. Gerard takes the foul at the other end. Her first, team's third. 1:16 to go. Nine of the, great pass on the doorstep. Peru is wide open and they found her. Peru with 8 in the quarter and 15 in the game. 73-59. Inside a minute left. 9 of the 10 players who have seen the floor for Marian have scored today. Wayner, the lone exception. She's got it at the foul line. She attacks Peru to the basket, put it up and in.
I tell you, I think she's played really good minutes, made really good decisions.
Brannon attacks and draws a foul at the rim. Couldn't get the shot to go, but shoots 2. 44 seconds to go.
Marian, a ball club, it averages just under 70 with 75. And you look at that defensive average, pretty much where they're at, a little bit above. So both phases, Rob, of their game have been solid today, defense and offense.
Davis couldn't find the handle. He missed 6 in a row here from the line in the second half. 17 bench points today for Marian. And all 5 players have scored.
And we made mention early on, you know, the bench needed to step up. This may be as good at bench performance as they've had, if not all year, but in a while for sure.
Errant pass goes right to head coach Amanda Short, and she is
not happy.
Not happy
camper.
There's not going to be some reflection on the ride home today. As the shot clock is off, and all that's left to do is for the Knights to dribble this one out. Wayner at the top of the circle, dribbles toward the near sideline and waits for the horn. The Knights will go to 7-0 here at home and 19-0 on the season. As it's all Marian in the final 3 quarters, the Knights pulling away and defeating Mount Vernon Nazarene 75-59. Okay. We're going to stay here and wrap this one up. The Knights led by Ella Collier's 22 points. 2 other players in double figures. Allison Bossy with 13. Aaliyah Evans 10. Riley Peru led Mount Vernon Nazarene with 15. But you can truly say, Jan, I think that this was a 10-person team effort. Everybody who played today contributed to this win.
Let's give a lot of credit to that guy right there. Made some adjustments throughout the periods 2, 3, and 4. After period 1 was a little ragged. Boy, and I thought they just were as solid as I've seen them in periods 2, 3, and 4. Coach Brooks, really a great job today.
Knights improved to 19-2, the number 6 ranked team in the country, 10-1 in the league. We're going to be back with you in 30 minutes for the men's game between these same two schools, Mount Vernon Nazarene and Marian. But for now, we'll say goodbye from the PE Center. Our great crew, Jordan Shue, our director, Dennis Glover on the replay, Rob Lynch, Chase Eisnogel, Greg Sharton, and Becca Kelly on the cameras. For my partner, Jan Bozier, I'm Rob Brown. Back with you in 30 minutes. Until then, so long, everybody.
Still waiting? You could have been seen by an orthopedic specialist at Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Avoid the wait, cost, and drama of the ER. Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Orthopedic care without the drama. Find a location near you.
Meet Chip. 30 years ago, he started a small business with a big idea. Today, there's a new building, a new fleet of equipment, and a new era of leadership. But we know Chip, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he plans to keep growing, building business with the next generation. IMCU is here to help with secure and simple account management tools and commercial financing to grow business. Today, it's all about Chip. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.